It's November 14th, 2012. It's White Cat's Vlogs, and I'm watching Catfish, and it's actually pretty interesting. I thought it was going to be kind of boring, but I left the TV on the channel anyways. You can't... Okay, we're going to go into the other room and talk about this for a minute, because this is very interesting. You guys should check out this show. The people you talk to and the people you get to know are not probably who they say they are. And I don't understand why people online have to lie about their age, about their, who they are as a person, or anything. There's a kitty kitty. But anyways, why they have to lie about their pictures, take other people's pictures, things like that. Just be your true self. And girls will like you better, or boys, depending on who the liar is. Mostly girls are lying on who they are. Most of the time, if you find a beautiful girl online, and they say they're a beautiful girl online, 10 times out of 10 they're a fat girl. What you need to do is every time you meet somebody, do 4 or 5 things. If you've got a Skype, tell them to get on Skype and to get on video cam and show their face. If they give you excuses on, oh, I don't have a webcam, my webcam broke, that's a lie. Because most people now these days have a webcam. And if they don't, you tell them, hey, you got a camera, right? Because most people have cameras with videos on them, right? If they say no they don't, then you know they're lying. You say to them, make a video and do these things in the video. Say my name, do my feet, show your feet, put up a sign with your YouTube name on it, and post it on YouTube. Now it could be a private video if they want it to be. They can be an unlisted one, and then send you a link, whatever, and then when you see them, you know they're real. You can't just say, send me a picture, and you know they're real. Because they could send you a picture of King Kong, for example, and say they're King Kong, but really they're just this fat person, or this 14-year-old. And you just don't know who you're dealing with. And Catfish is a really good show. What they do is basically, they take the person's story, they run with it, they go find the people and they find information. Basically what they're doing is doxing the person, which is something we all should do to make sure that they're telling the truth. Yes, they could lie about who their real name is, but if they do that and you can't find anything about them after you dox them, you know they're lying. Because you can always find something about them. Once they found out a phone number of this guy they're doing right now, they think he's a 14-year-old guy with braces because he's giving them a runaround. He's lying about who he is and what they do. He said he was a card carrier for the Chelsea Lately, where he writes, Chelsea Lately doesn't even have a person that does cue cards. Most of the talk shows don't. So that's why I don't understand why he would say that one. Do your math. If you're going to lie about something, do the math. Like, if you're going to lie about who you are, and if you say you work with Chelsea Lately, well, then do the math of Chelsea Lately. Find out, do they do cue cards? Do they do the things you want to say that you do? Do they, and if they say they work at a certain place, call that certain place and say, hey, hi, this is an emergency. I really need to get a hold of this person because it's a real bad emergency about their mother. Are they there? And if they say, oh, we don't have anybody of that name working, then boom, you know they're lying. Do the math. When you get to know someone and you fall for that person, before you even go meet the person or before you believe the person, figure out some things. Then after you figure out they were lying, you basically out the person out and say, hey, I know you're lying about who you... Actually, don't do that. Go to the cops and say, hey, this guy is a 14-year-old little boy, and he's lying and saying all these things. I did my research and my math. Here's the proof that I have. Let them take care of it, and then boom, they will deal with it. Also, another thing you could do, since he lied about who he said he was, if it was on Facebook, report it for lying. If it was on Stickam, report it for lying. And without telling him anything. And if it's on Skype, basically you're going to have to do 201 things. Out the person out and say, hey, I know you're this person, this person, this person, this person. You thought you were dealing with someone stupid? Well, guess what? You're the stupid one. Goodbye, block. You broke my heart. That's why I don't get close with anybody on the internet anymore. Because I want to get to know them and make sure they're who they say they are. When they come into my Stickam room, I always say, get on cam. Okay, they're on cam. Now get on voice. Talk to me. So I know it's really you. You know, ask them something that you only told them and nobody else. Things like that. So watch Catfish. The more and more I watch this, she's making excuses for the guy. They're telling the guy that...
Why do you believe everything he tells you?
I don't know, because I never really thought to Google
like,
someone if they said their sisters have died. Well, let me make sure you're really top. You know?
yeah, okay, he said his sisters are dead. He found an article of his sisters being alive, and she's making excuses for that. And then the whole cue card thing at Chelsea's, they said that there's no such thing. They don't do that at that place. She made excuses saying, well, there's so many people there, they have no idea what goes on and blah, blah, blah. Quit making excuses. I can't wait until the end of this show, and I'll let you guys know what happens. This is just the first episode. I will let you know if she's pissed off that she believed everything she... I'm talking to a... Okay, that girl is making blind... That battery's died. Like I was saying, she's stupid enough to believe that guy is real after they have proven to her several times that this guy is fake by giving her proof. She's like, oh, I never knew to, like, Google someone if... when they tell me their sisters died just to make sure it's true. I just never thought about that. Seriously, stupid ass? This is why so many people on the internet... That's why there's so many stories on the internet about... Oh, this girl on MySpace got killed because she thought she was talking to a 14-year-old boy and she was going to go meet him, and then the guy, once he raped her, and then once he was done, he killed her. Just think twice of who you're talking to on MySpace. And then you hear the next person doing the same thing, and the next person. What I think they should do in schools is on the first day of school of junior high in 7th grade, they should have an assembly for that first day and have everyone in there watching more Catfish, since it's new and everything, but watching news articles and news stories about this happened on MySpace, this happened on Facebook, this happened on Instagram, this happened here, here, and here, and here. I even have a friend who he thought he was talking to a guy his age, and the guy's a creepo. He was hitting on him, and he found out that this guy wasn't who he said he was, and when he found out, he called the cops right away, and they got in big trouble for sending pornography to his email, and for saying he was 40-something years old, but really wasn't, and I don't want to go into the details of that one, because it's my friend, but just know that everything's safe. But if he decided to meet the person, he could have died, you know. Just because someone posts a picture of them and says they're the age they are, doesn't mean it's true. Look them up. If you can't find anything on the name that they have given you, they're lying. But if they've given you the name that is an active name, and you find out some things, just do what those guys did on Catfish and just ask certain questions. Like, so you say you're from Las... Now, get to know the state first before you actually go for it. But just be like, so you say you live in LA right now. Where are you right now? He goes, I'm in Paris. He goes, oh, well, she wants to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, I'm like in LA. Well, we're in New York right now, and Chelsea lately is, you say you work there. Well, she's from the New York area. Do you have a place down there, blah, blah, blah. Can you meet us down there, because that's where she's at right now, and blah, blah, blah. You know, just ask things like that, and say, we're in the Manhattan area. We'll just kind of, you know. And the guy kept making up stuff, like clicking off the phone and going, oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, I can't hear you. And then you just repeat the question until they answer. And if they don't, you know they're lying. And just Google them, dox them, find out who they are. Be safe if you have any questions about somebody, or you don't know how to get started with the whole Googling thing. I didn't even know about doxing or Googling people until I talked to a really good best friend of mine. He knows who he is. That helped me out with all this. So if you need help with it, just PM me, give me all the links that he's given you, and then let me do the Google search and see what I find out, and then I'll give you all the information, and then bada bing, bada boom. Oh, and then you know the truth. 10 times out of 10, when you say, hey, I would like to meet you, can I go meet you? And he makes up excuses on why you cannot, that tells me and you right there, he's lying about who he says he is. But I'll let you know what happens at Catfish, on Catfish.
Are you almost ready?
But I'm going to let you know right now, my opinion is he's who those guys say he is. He's lying who he is, and he's a 14-year-old boy with braces. And she's going to get her heart broken after falling in love with a guy for 8 months, knowing she doesn't really know who he is. Oh my God, it's not a man, it's a boy. I mean, it's a girl. It's a girl.
Am I being punked or what?
No, not punked.
Who are you?
My name's Chelsea. I don't know. What do you want to know?
Well, how come you've been pretending to be someone else?
It started off a few years ago, and the girl was messaging me all this crazy stuff on Facebook, and I made the Facebook to get revenge. And it turned into something it really wasn't supposed to.
And you don't feel sorry about it, do you? Wow, what a bitch. Doesn't even feel sorry for what she did to this girl. Made this girl fall in love with someone that isn't real.
Like with my
That is just fucked up.
Obviously.
Does she know?
No.
How old are you?
18.
Jeez.
So are
What I don't understand is, why does the president need to talk every time my general hospital is on the air? You know you're going to piss off a lot of general hospital fans by doing that. Why couldn't you cut off the Chew or the View and do it then? Or why couldn't you do it at 2 o'clock and cut off Katie? Like, if general hospital was on at 2 o'clock, you'd be cutting off 2 o'clock. Every time general hospital is on, the news always cuts it off for this crap. I don't have SoapNet anymore where I can just go and watch it. You took that away, which pisses me off. I don't know why you did that. Now I have to go on the internet at 2 o'clock and find the episode, hoping and praying it's there. This is bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Now in Catfish, she's going to get revenge on the girl that did it. The girl doesn't even feel bad. The girl's like, so why'd you make the fake Facebook? She goes, well, I did it to get revenge on somebody. And she goes, well, what did this girl do to you that was so bad that you had to do this to others? She goes, well, she was sending me inappropriate things and just being really disturbing to me and blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to get her back for it. And then the girl's like, well, did you have to do it to other people? To make them feel bad because someone made you feel bad? And she doesn't even care. She's not sorry for what she did. To get revenge, what this girl should do is hurry up, get to a computer as fast as possible, get on that person's Facebook and say, hey, this isn't the real RJ Jameson, whatever his name was, Facebook. This is a 14 or an 18-year-old girl named Chelsea, which you're giving my cousin a bad name, by the way. Anyways, and they would be like checking in on that just as much. So if someone hurts you and says inappropriate things to you, you don't go try to get revenge by making a fake Facebook. You go and you investigate. You basically report them. And Facebook will deal with it. And they will be suspended for what they did. And then they will wish they never did it again. So just think about that when you're talking to someone and someone's sending you inappropriate things that you don't like. Don't get revenge by being a fake. You get revenge by getting their account suspended. And then they would think twice about what they did. But what this James person, or sorry, she said girl, did, was she even said where she was from. And I'm like, she's like, that's why, and her answer was, that's why I put an end to it now. That's why I put an end to it right now, right this minute. And it's over. Yeah, but you made two sisters fight. That's not cool. And you lied about someone's sisters being dead. She's like, well, James is a real person. He really is a model. If you're going to pretend to be someone who's an actual real person, get your facts straight about that person. Get the job straight, because we're going to out you out. That's why people who are being fake, they don't do their research on it. So they don't get away with it. Me, if I was to be a fake, I'm not a fake person. I don't go out there and make fake Facebooks or Twitters or MySpaces or whatever. But if I was going to, I would have done my research. I mean, someone tried to do it to me, and I'm like, I ain't stupid, but I'll play a little game because it's fun. I was on the old version of AOL, and I hated it at the time, which is AIM. And this guy was pretending to be like Chris Tuesdale. They were like, I'm Chris Tuesday. I could tell it's not them because they'd be at concert right then and there and he's talking to me. Why would Chris Tuesdale be talking to me while he's on stage singing with Dream Street? That didn't, the person didn't do their research. And I knew he was fake. And this is before I knew my best friend who taught me how to do fakes. And I just played along just because I was bored. There was nothing else to do. Then the next day, not the next day, like after a few days, few weeks, this person was like, oh, by the way, I'm not who I say I am. I was just doing it to tease you and joke with you. And I'm like, I knew that. And she's like, yeah, right, you did not. I was like, yeah, I did.
It's hard to sit here and tell you, yes, I did this.
I mean, I know you spent a lot of time.
I would have been like, yes.
On the internet.
The person, I was like, yes, I knew it wasn't you the whole time, and here's why I knew this, blah, 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 get your facts straight. I just played along because I wanted to see how far you would go. And they would be like, yeah, right, quit lying. But anyways, on Catfish, they were talking to her about what she did, and she's like, this is hard for me to admit that I did this, blah, 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 blah. She's one of those fat girls. Like, okay, most people out in the world that do this are fat people. Why? Because they don't have no self-confidence. I'm fat, but I have self-confidence. They don't have self-confidence where they were like, I never went to my prom, I never got to do this. Nah. Well, no need to be fake because you didn't get to do all that. It's not our fault you didn't get to do all that. It's your fault. You chose not to do any of that. We didn't choose it for you. So why make us suffer? I'm sorry that this whole vlog today is going to be about Catfish, but hey, it's a real interesting story, and I think y'all should check it out on MTV. Something good that they came up with. Oh my my god, they just came out with this tablet thing that I really think is cool, where when you need it to be a laptop, it's a laptop, and when you need it to be a pad, it's basically what it is. It's a pad. It's basically an iPad and a laptop. It's both. So if you need it to be a laptop, you can set it down and type on it and blah blah blah. It can be that. But if you need it to be an iPad, like if you're laying in bed or something, and you want to use it, you can. Now I bet you that thing is expensive, but oh my god, that would be so awesome for me. Because I could take it on the go, and when I'm at work and stuff, I can just, or if I'm like laying on the couch, if I want to lay on the couch and sit up and watch TV and work on it at the same time, I don't have to be at the table doing it all the time. And that would be so cool. If I was that girl that did all that to me, I would have been like, no, we can't be friends afterwards. No, I don't care if you were bullied or not in high school. Yes, that was a sad time for you. Yes, you're fat. I get it. But you didn't have to do this to me. And I wouldn't, because once a liar, always a liar is how I see it. They did it once. They did it to you. They saw how it affected that person. But yet, they're going to go out and do it again. They didn't learn nothing from it. So you should not forgive them once you out them out and say, hey, I know it was you. How could you do this to me? Blah, blah, blah. You should be there. You should be like, you need serious help. Goodbye. And just destroy that person. Because they destroyed you. Why not pay them back? It's not right, but basically you just out them out. This is who this person says she is. This is not true. It's really this person. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, also another good thing to do is, yes, you should have no, I'm not saying you should have a fake Facebook, but if you want to get to know somebody, you should, because then you can get to know them as you, and then you can get to know them as this other person, see what they say, and if it sounds the same and consistent, you know that they're playing you. Because if they're willing to play this other person, then they're willing to play you. But I don't recommend you be fake to see if that person's being fake. I don't recommend that. If they won't add you, it's because, hey, they don't know you. Don't keep harassing them, because that's just going to seem desperate, and they're just going to block you or tell Facebook they keep spamming me with invites, and your account will be suspended. So I don't recommend you be fake, but if that's your last resort because you can't find anything else, then okay. Then you can find out, but you're using it for good. You're not using it for bad. You're using it for good to get to know that person. But the thing is, people should not be fake, period. They should be who they say they are. I mean, it's just, that's how I feel. And in this vlog today, that's how I'm going to take it. Be who you want to be. Don't be like anybody else. And if you're a fat girl that gets bullied a lot, man up to it and say, hey, I was a fat girl that got bullied a lot. I didn't like it. This is how I dealt with it. I'm a fat girl, as y'all know. And I got bullied a lot since kindergarten. I don't much anymore, except for on the internet. But I still do here and there. And it sucks. And if you are getting bullied out there, call me. PM me. We can talk about it. You can talk about it in the comments down below. We can work things out. We can talk about it, and I can make you feel better about yourself. If you just need a friend to talk to about how you feel about it, I'm there for you, sister girl. I will help you out. Yes, there was times that I wish I was dead. Yes, there was times where I wanted to cut my wrist, but did I do any of those things? No. I thought about it, but I never did it because I never had the guts. And that's a good thing, because I don't think killing yourself is the answer. Because then, and always being depressed and getting people to feel sorry for yourself by putting on Facebook, I'm so depressed, or I'm bored, or nobody wants to talk to me, I don't know who made me off. That's pissing a lot of, that would piss a lot of people off, and they wouldn't want to be your friend or talk to you because you say those things. But be open with yourself. Try to meet new people. Try to talk to people. I try to at work talk to people and say hello to them, and they just don't want to hang out. So I don't know. Time for work. I mean, if you got picked up early, I can't believe it. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I got the TV ready for seventh heaven for Survivor. So I'm gonna have to listen to boring old Ellen I can't even say her name. Ellen the DeGeneres, so that my visa will record Survivor at 7. Then yeah, so I gotta go have Thanksgiving at work. Survivor, I'm home as you can see, and I didn't get to sit outside or nothing. Oh wait, I actually get home early, which is shocking. Got done at 8:18. Brother came to pick me up. I don't know if you can see my face. Don't really care if you can or not. It's not the point of this video. Being Survivor ready so I can watch it. Ratatouille's on. My nephew likes Ratatouille. But anyways, I'm going to work on some vlogs while I'm watching Survivor. And I didn't get to videotape much or of anything of our Thanksgiving at work because, well, we're not allowed. And second of all, the main supervisor was there that nobody likes. Being annoying as always. And then we were having fun in the dish room with 4 people. And we had a new person who actually wanted to do extra work. Oh, yay. And then the guy I had a crush on was there. I was like, why are you putting him on swipe cards? He's a good-ass worker. He needs to be in dish room. I was so pissed. But when I saw him, my heart just went... But anyways, the girl that usually does pots and pans at night, or at lunchtime, I had to wear her work shirt, because she didn't want me to wear the ones with holes in it, when it's not my fault. And she didn't want me to wear the one with a apron around it either. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? See, here's the shirt that she didn't want me to wear. So you see what I'm talking about? I need to go hang that up. So yeah, and then I had to do some other stuff. So that's what's today. And then I called my sister-in-law and she didn't answer after she told me to call her. Go to find out it's my brother picking me up, even though I thought it was my sister-in-law in the car. So it was all confusion. I was like, don't confuse my mom. But yeah. So if I can show you a couple of pictures, I will. We had turkey that was yummy, yummy, yummy. The fruit wasn't that great, except for the grapes were. We had lobster biz! Yummy, yummy, yummy! So I'm excited about that. Or not excited, happy about that. So pie was good. This guy was getting candy corn off the counters, and I was like, that's disgusting. He goes, what? Just go away. It's candy corn. 1, you're being greedy. 2, you don't know where that candy corn's been. You don't know how clean that counter is. So I'm going to watch Survivor. See how Lisa from Life Goes On does. Blair. And if she does good, awesome. If she doesn't, awesome. She's still doing a great game. She's still in it, and that's awesome. Michael's still in it. That's awesome. Denise is still in it. That's awesome. And if you want to know my opinions about tonight's episode, then you need to join my Surviving Big Brother group page on Facebook. Ask for the link. I can PM it to you. So I'm gonna go do that. If I don't make any more videos tonight, then goodbye. If I do, hello. Or shalom. 7. Nobody wants to see your ass. 7. Nobody wants to see your ass. Now we want to see your face. But anyways, it was so funny. It was 2 girls and a guy on the website, and we kept blaming him for everything. It's so funny. And he's the type that doesn't want to get his shoes like wet or dirty or anything. So it was so funny. And to go find out, he toured with Cody Simpson. And he thought it was the greatest thing ever because he actually got a record deal. And his mom made him go to college first. I was like, you're over the age of 18, you could do whatever the hell you want. But he had a great opportunity. His mom wanted to crush it. I'm like, you can still do college. Do it online, you know. But it's whatevs. He said he's going to get back into it once he's done with college, which is nice. But it's nice that I get to know him. And I can say, I know another famous person. How do I know all these famous people? Like, seriously. Hi, Joey Pearson. That's one. Hi, Cody Sheldon. That's two. Hi, oh yeah, Morgan. See, that's three. See. Hi, Derek Hart. Hi, Devin Anders. See. I could just go on and on and on. But anyways, so now I can say I know this guy, Izzy. But anyways, that is that. Balls! Here's the pictures from work, and I'm going to tell you a little about each one that I show you. This one's the apple cider right there, and that's the hot chocolate. The apple cider is my fave. It's so good, so delish. These are the tables that are decorated. This is the salad bar with all the salad bar yummy gummies. And this is just one of the little pretties they had on there, which was in the way of the silverware. And this is another decoration they did. They did those little cookie chocolate things that they do every year. And then that's in the background. And this guy was taking all what I was talking about, the candy corns. Right there, all over it. Yeah, you don't know where that counter has been. Those are the different breads that we had that were really good. And that's another decoration thing with butter and stuff. This is the dessert table. I wanted to show you what the pumpkin pie looks like. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And there's ice cream. And that's decorated all the way from the top to bottom. This pumpkin turkey was made by one of our older ladies who does swipe cards at lunchtime. And so I think it's awesome. And then this is what I ate for dinner. Lobster bisque, the best ever. Turkey, yummy, yummy. Stuffing, yummy, yummy. Carrots, a cup of bread, and some fruit. That was really, really gross, if you can tell. And then pumpkin pie. Now, I had 2 of those lobster bisques. Yummy, yummy. And I always have Sprite and Coke with me. But this was my meal. And there was like a stuffed squash from the line that I couldn't show you, and some other stuff. And that's the harvesting thing. This is Thanksgiving. So I'm going to show you the pictures one more time. And that is it. That usually has the apples and oranges on it.